All right, so super pumped up. Idaho spring black bear hunt 2026. Getting ready to leave tomorrow. Got the bag packed right now and was getting ready to unpack it and figured might as well show everybody what was in it. This is the Stone Glacier Sky Talus 6900. Right now packed up 52 pounds going in, so hopefully a little bit more weight coming out. But I'm just going to kind of go through here and show you what I got. So you can tell pretty packed to the max, but got myself, two of my buddies, Connor Iselt and Chase Adair, starting on the side pouches, soft goods. I always like to keep my rain gear accessible. These are the M5 Stone Glacier shells. Got a lot of use out of those. Coming over here to this side. And really too is, this bag has been pretty awesome. Got a lot of miscellaneous stuff. This is just really getting in. What's in here are my battery packs. And also, we also got my wires for Garmin InReach, some electronics, phone, of course. All in all, pretty light on electronics, but we are going to be doing some filming, get some photos. So super excited about that. But battery packs, I like to keep that pretty handy. We also got a solar charger for the group, which is going to be nice. This is kind of my kill bag, which is going to have knives, handsaw, outdoor edge handsaw. I'm a big outdoor edge guy. I just kind of realized that. Handsaw. This is just going to be a caping knife that I've got. Some additional stuff in here. Gerber Leatherman, always nice to have that. Never know. You might tell I'm kind of an overpacker in some sense, but interchangeable blades for the outdoor edge RMEF, which is going to be, I think, forget what size blade, but this one's got the hook blade for gutting your animal, which I just absolutely love. It's always the worst whenever you possibly get a little poke of a gut. Gets a little nasty, especially out there in the field. Do got some gloves for this trip. Those bears can get a little nasty. So that's kind of that kill bag. And really, it's that's all you end up needing, right? Is going to be interchangeable blades. You can bring your own knife and sharpen it as is, but we could be killing 3 bears. That's the plan. So don't want to spend any time having to sharpen any blades. This is just an additional mid layer, merino wool, Sitka. Had this for a long time. Typically don't really end up using it all that much. And kind of lead me into what I'm actually going to be wearing. Stone Glacier bases, which have been phenomenal. They've been great. I've also got the First Light 308 pant, which has been no complaints. One thing I'm excited about, especially in tick country, is going to be that mesh zip up on the leg, which is going to be nice. I know we're going to have some pretty decent weather for what the forecast has been, but it's funny too, talking about how great all this stuff's going to be, and weather could change, weather could get a little crazy, but it's good to be prepared. And really, after a couple different trips, this is what I've simplified down to what's really needed. This is the Stone Glacier hoodie, lightweight hoodie, always rocking that. Then I've got the Stone Glacier just tee, lightweight tee. That's going on. Big Stone Glacier guy when it comes to apparel. I'm a big fan of just solid colors. It's done pretty well for me. Stone Glacier gaiters, actually get to break those in, and gloves. Got the Crispies for the boots. This will be my 4th or 5th trip with these. They're still holding up really well. Had them re-waterproofed. And actually, all these just got done drying. Everything I've read has been you know, you're going to end up seeing some ticks. So this is the promethazine, I forget what it's called. But this stuff apparently is a must. Get it sprayed on, let it dry, and, you know, just decrease the probability of, you know, getting some ticks. But from the sounds of it, that's pretty non-negotiable. You're going to end up with that. Leckies, trekking poles, 4th or 5th trip with these, still holding up really well. Like to have a little indicator on there. Never know. So that's going to be what I'm wearing. But back to the bag. Side pockets are emptied. We'll get into the brain real quick. And this is one thing I love about this bag is it's nice to have this guy just fill up with some necessities, things I like to keep close. But this is, again, you know, packing in what it's going to look like packing in. Things will change once we get a camp set up and what the bag will end up looking like. But jet boil, we all know that is a must. Some other stuff in here. Oh yeah, here's some additional tick prevention. Also some mold tape. I like to really not have to bring a full roll of tape whenever it comes to foot care and all that fun stuff. And I know what I'll probably end up needing, so I'll just wrap it around something I'm already bringing to, you know, decrease the amount of stuff I gotta carry around. But this is going to be some tick prevention and something that, you know, DEETs in general just is always great whenever it comes to insects and all that fun stuff. So, I mean, we're going to run into them. Might as well spray up every day and see if we can stay away from that. Me and Chase are kind of on edge about that. We got tick tools and all that, and I know, pretty sure he went to the doctor and got some preventative stuff. But coming out of the brain still, and, you know, that's one item that I think just ended up needing to find a place to live. Got the Gravity Works platypus for water filtration. We've got a SteriPen for the group as well, but this is done really well. It's done well in pretty stagnant water out in Alaska, so water in Idaho should be looking a little bit more approachable from the start. So that's nice. Camp spoon for it. Got a little bottle opener on the back of it too. I don't know where I got that. I think REI, and yeah, it's a Gerber. It's done what it needs to do. Like any bag, starting off, your food's going to be, you know, one of your biggest weight items. This is my dedicated stuff sack for snacks. I've got snacks broken up into each day. I'll show you what's in at least one of them, and they're all pretty consistent. But, you know, you'll see here in a second the food I've got. But some smoked salmon. These are actually great. The Epics, pretty good macros on the back. Element. This will probably be, you know, a 10, 11 o'clock type of snack. Also have some Pro Bar energy shoes. These bolts are actually really good, and, you know, they don't get you kind of twacked out. Some other stuff kind of does for me. Caffeine's a little weird on my end, but that's great. Black Rifle Coffee Company, instant coffee. I love a good coffee in the morning, and there's nothing better in the woods than just getting the day started with some coffee. And this stuff's really good. This is the Vanilla Bomb instant coffee, which tastes pretty good. I'm actually pretty excited. This is going to be the first trip I'm using these. One thing I'll say too about snacks: eat everything that you're planning on eating in the woods before you go out, just in case your stomach doesn't agree with this. So you're not, you know, having that problem when you're actually off grid. Pro Bar, 20 grams of protein. So that's kind of, you know, throughout the day snacks. Continuing into the bag, I'll kind of show you what the meal plan is. So that pushed over to the side. Yeah, and the reason I packed this bag, and like anything, is prepare. Just wanted to see where I was at weight-wise, make sure everything fit the way it needed to. Straps were still working good. I've been training with this bag, 50 pounds a day, not a day, but whenever I got the chance. Just want to make sure everything's still in tip-top shape. This is kind of my hygiene bag, and as you can tell, it's Crown Royal bags. I know everybody gets done with a bottle of Crown and ends up keeping the bag. It's like, what do you do with it? Fantastic stuff bags. Some quick things I got in here: Gold Bond, again, some foot care tape, additional mole tape, just personal hygiene stuff, eye drops. One big thing that I'll say is, I'm a contact. I've got to have my contacts. Body wipes. These body wipes, Cedar Summit body wipes, are fantastic. I like to, rip those every day or every other day when I get the chance. Depends on what we did that day. Wilderness wipes. Y'all know the drill. What else was something kind of? Oh yeah, down puffy jacket, repair kit. Love those jackets, but we all know if you brush up against the wrong tree, you're gonna pop a hole pretty quick. So that's kind of that personal hygiene bag I got. Again, Crown Royal bags. Don't hate until you try it. Food wise, all right, we've got 9 days of hunting, so that's 9 days of food. That's breakfast and dinner. I'm not going to go through each one. On the breakfast, I kind of grabbed a couple different ones I haven't tried. Summit breakfast scramble, Mountain House scrambled eggs, fun stuff. Dinner, chicken teriyaki rice. The Peaks refuel. We all know that name. That's all personal preference. I'm a big guy. I eat a lot of food, and these, all say 2 servings. It's a 1 serving thing for Josh. So nothing too crazy. Love the biscuits and sausage gravy. That's always a fan favorite. Breakfast skillet. So probably also to repacking this, I might throw these all on the bottom. It's just nice getting everything in and then shoving these in the top. You want as much weight on the bottom. Just distribute it as best as possible, and these end up kind of evening everything out from some bigger items to the whole 18 days worth of food. So we'll kind of rip through that. The venison country casserole, beef pastrami. I'm actually super excited to eat some of these. Sitting around the house sometimes and kind of get craving. Like I just want to eat one for fun. Chicken and rice, money. So some other stuff. And this is an interesting grab. Cali breakfast bowl, Nomad Nutrition. I was saying probably try stuff before you go out. That might be one bad one. I don't know. All right. Now we're into the bag itself. Great thing about the Stone Glacier is you can really, stuff from the top or just unzip right in the middle. Oh yeah. Connor and Chase don't know it, but I'm going to whip out those cookie bites whenever everybody's least expecting it. A little treat. Pretty good. Another nomad. All right, there's food. As you can tell, a lot of food. That's just the reality of going out there for a little over a week. Hopefully we're getting rid of it pretty quick. But going to pull out a couple things right here. This is my socks, underwear. Seems like a lot. One thing I do not mess around with is socks. I know a lot of people rock sock liners. 9 days of hunting, I've got 4 pairs of socks, and then I do have 1 pair of sock liners. Just you get wet. I know we've got a hot tent, but you just never know. Underwear, that's all personal preference. I won't really get into that, but again, I like to stay clean as I possibly can. All right. One thing I'm probably going to look at upgrading next trip. Didn't get around to it this trip, but sleeping pad. This does take up a lot of space. It's done really well. The Thermarest. This was an REI purchase. 3rd or 4th trip with that. You know, people sleep on camp shoes. It's really nice to get done, you know, side hill on a mountain and getting into some different shoes. So, hey dudes, they're always a go-to, you know, super light. It's like you're not even carrying them, but once you get to camp, nice little something to have. Argali game bags. This is the second trip with these. They're washable. They do well. Hopefully we get to use these. That is the plan. So full set. If you do go on a hunt and then come back, make sure you still end up with that full set to, you know, you got your organization of meat pretty laid out, and hide, all that fun stuff. So Argali game bags. Continuing, got my stuff sack that's got, you know, my downs stuff to just make sure I can keep that as dry as possible. I do have a rain bag that goes over the Stone Glacier if needed, but just in case. This is the Stone Glacier Grunham top. Got the another crown. I lost my other Stone Glacier stuff sack for the bottoms, and just again use a little crown bag. Not an alcoholic. This is a a lot of. I'm not even gonna try to explain myself. But this is the bottoms. Before, whenever I bought the set, they didn't have the kind of that green gold bottom, so I got, you know, the green top, bottoms, kind of a neat freak, so it, you know, bothers me, but it gets, you know, whenever you're sitting up there glassing, it gets the job done. You never really are going to be running around, walking in these, hiking in these. These are definitely sitting around camp or glassing, just those really cold moments of the day. All right, this is a sleeping bag. This is the Nemo 15 degree. I haven't had any problems with it. Fourth, fifth trip, gets the job done. Usually back at camp, tired, don't really even notice, just a place to lay down. But been in some pretty cold weather, and especially paired with the downs, tops, and bottoms, putting this in or getting in that, you're going to be golden. I do also have the Thermalite fabric reactor from Sea to Summit, which is just kind of a little shell to get into before you get into your actual sleeping bag. One, kind of keeps it clean. Also, it gives you a little bit more warmth. And then can't go anywhere without the Airs pillow. Sea to Summit, something to put your head on. So that's kind of sleeping. What am I going to sleep in? This is the Kuiu Mountain Star 2P. That done multiple trips with it, done non-hunting trips with it. Really enjoy it. Gets the job done. Got a lot of areas for you know, hanging stuff up. Additional pockets. I do have the footprint, which is nice. Keeps some moisture out from the bottom. I am going to be rocking this, but we do also have a hot tent. So, I mean, man, if it gets cold, then all three of us are going to be cuddling in that hot tent. But that's a big item. Takes up a lot of room. Sticks for the tent. Yeah, we might end up, you know, we might be using my tent as storage, and we all sleep in the hot tent. So, you know, it might be something that we'll learn from and see if we even needed it. But it's nice to have. Also, if we need to move quick, we can grab that tent, leave the hot tent, and get mobile, chase after a bear. So getting down to it, and this is something, man, the guys made so much fun of me carrying this thing in. But, you know, last year, 2 years ago, in Alaska, so the glassing pad's nice. It's good to have. But areas like Alaska, when I mean, you're out there for 8-9 days, and there's nowhere to lean your back against whenever you're out in the tundra. So day 3 or 4, they weren't laughing whenever I had This little guy, you know, I don't even remember where I got it. Crazy Creek. I think I was just in Academy. I was like, man, this would be really, really nice to have. But super light. It, you know, doesn't really even seem like it's in the bag. It can form really well whenever you put it in the bag, like on the back. And so it doesn't seem to take up a lot of space, which is great. You know, that's really the bulk of the bag, right? Now we're down to some of the extra little accessory packs you can get with Stone Glacier. The hip holster for the Nalgene is fantastic. Did the first trip without it, and you know, you end up hooking this on your belt and it's just, you know, banging around. The hip holster is nice. So I do have 2 Nalgenes that come in with me, one for clean water, one for dirty water. Also, part of that platypus pack was I had an additional just dirty water bag that, you know, gets water up to camp. This little accessory pack, nice to have. Now you end up with areas to put stuff. You end up just grabbing more stuff, but there's nice little items to have on hand, ready to go, like the you know, this is the rain cover. Starts raining, throw that on your bag, you're good to go. I've got some other items in here, such as lighters, paracord, actual fire starter. So that's great. Again, just kind of another place to put stuff. So, you know, that's kind of what I'm rocking. That's what's in at least my bag going into Idaho. Spring black bear. We're going to be in tomorrow night at the trailhead. It'll be April 30th. Plan is to stay through about May 10th. Get 3 bears down, find a wolf tag. After we kill, I do have my kills bag. This is the 4869 quart that I'm actually going to be taking as a check bag. A lot of this stuff that I just walked through will end up in here as a check bag. It's not going to fit everything, but I don't fly directly with this as a check bag, just too risky. That also is going to be going in a different check bag. But plan is on the way out and on the way in, stuff this with some ice and hopefully end up with a bear, get back to the truck, can throw that bear into this bag, and then I'm going to fly home with it. I'm going to get meat quartered out, bear skinned out, all the way down to the head. And the plan is get this stuffed in this guy and get it on the plane, get it home. So really cool bag though. Super excited to use it. Insulated. Was not really what I was expecting feel wise. You do end up with a little bit of air, which is going to give that bag some compression. But zippers on it, feel strong, sturdy. The design of it is just fantastic. So excited to see this thing in action too. So, you know, all this is great, but we got to go kill a bear. A couple other things got over here we'll talk about real quick. This is my bino set. Again, kind of more places to put stuff, but all things can end up using. Always like to keep lights handy, headlamp handy. Got the all-in snapshot that is going to go on the vortexes. So I'm rocking the 12x50s, which I'm going to be excited to put to use. That is one of my upgrades I had. So all in all, ready to get after it. Excited to get on a plane tomorrow. Hopefully no weather delays, no travel delays, and we'll go kill a bear, baby.